It needs to be a dominant performance from the Mavericks to maintain that #1 seed.
Yeah. So obviously we have our UTA in orange, and UD is in blue. So Delaware finding themselves in that nice little blue color, which I mean both custom colors, right? Even though it's the default colors, right? You can see the slight little tinge of difference as we are halfway through the first minute of the first game, and the teams are feeling each other out.
Have just a bit of style check. We are getting the starters out of UTA, the same three that were playing last night, the same three that play in their CRL matches, and the three SSLs, all just extremely potent weapons on the battlefield. Vixen already found an opening and manages to just sneak it down past the entirety of the defense. UTA find themselves a little pushed up. Adverse loses the air 50. Samba can't get it, and that's an easy goal to start things off for the Fighting Blue Hens.
So 1 minute in, it is 1-0, as you say, and oh man, that's a nice little goal there, and it's gonna give Delaware nice. Oh, Samba tries to put it in himself. Nice little way to try and tie back up that game, as we talked about yo-yo tricks in the last game, and walking the dog is very similar to what he just did there, but Adverse taking that one after Nava puts that off the back wall, pinches it down right into the open net for Adverse to put in.
Yeah, I don't know much about yo-yo tricks, but I know that was a fantastic play. What a pinch off the wall. Great sense, great awareness. Everybody in the right spot, tie game. Right back on the attack. It's Delaware trying to press it into this orange half. Looking for the double tap. Vixen will get it and answer right back.
Man, answers right back, instant answer, and I mean, within the last 25 seconds, 3 goals. Maybe we'll see more, as the defenses here are not exactly responding as hard as the offenses are. And so let's see if the defensive rotations can get a move on here, and the offensive machines can get back into it. But Nava just standing in no man's land, waiting a little bit too long there, and Vixa will put that one in. Oh, Nava backflip. My bad. I thought he was just waiting for the shot. No, he tried the fast aerial, but he backflips by accident. We've seen a few of those today.
Delaware really liking that backboard early, only 90 seconds in, and a very strong start for our 6th seed. UTA, they need to guard that backboard a little bit better. Can't get so aggressive. The hubris could get the best of them here. And again, every game they drop is extremely important, and they're finding themselves in a two-goal deficit at the moment. Able to muscle it past the midfield line. Adverse can't get past Stellar, and Delaware going right back on the attack, forcing it down into the corner. Stellar looking for somebody in mid, but the defense holding strong for UTA for now. Adverse is going to go protect near post, try to get it out of there, does. Adverse with the clear, back to mid they go.
Hey, at least Delaware, if they win this round, right? If they win just one map off of the side of UTA here, at least they've done something that RIT couldn't do. Yes, it was a really tight game. I think it was a 1-goal game, right? But you need to finish off the opponents, right? You need to be able to tie up those games at minimum and at least win out one of them, right? But they lost all 3 in a row on the side of RIT up against UTA. So Delaware can mend that. It's really close, but they just can't finish it. No speed there, as Vix Nava will pass it over to Adverse. He gets demoed, and Stellar will bring that ball up the human L.
Delaware doing a really good job of maintaining possession so far, and I love the aggression on the front. We're seeing some good physicality. Yeah, they didn't convert that final attack into a goal, but they're forcing UTA into a defensive posture for a lot of this. Now, there's a decent shot. Stellar is going to send that one away and manages to get it up high, so no opportunity for a rebound. Navas gets a shot in from deep, looking for the double tap on that one, but good defense by Vixa is keeping UTA out of the box for now. UTA starting to ramp up here a little bit. You can feel them starting to throttle up, get into that next gear. Nava looking for the shot. Great save. Vixa comes across, excuse me, to send that one awry.
Oh man, what a great little back and forth we're having at this point. But UTA I mean, while it's nice to see a back and forth, they are probably just seething a little bit, right? They want to get a move on. 1 minute left on this clock, and there isn't too much left to do for them other than put this ball in the back of the net, because if they don't want to lose this round, right, they need to score right about now, right? They need to make it 3-2 relatively soon, because the more time passes, the more this is good for Delaware.
And Delaware's defense has just been so solid. They're protecting every angle. They're not allowing anything to unfold in front of them. Doing a good job protecting the backboard as well. And UTA are struggling to find any openings despite a great amount of possession over the past 90 seconds or so. Some decent looks, but no great opportunities that have opened themselves up. Adverse trying to create here single-handedly, still can't get anything to go.
Oh man, that was so close. That hit his own teammate. I'm not too sure how that didn't go in. There was no save indicator either, so that looked directly on the net. I don't know how that doesn't go in, and because it doesn't, it allows Vixa here to get the down shot off the back wall. Great job by the Humanel to win that 50, and then Nava misses that ball, allowing Vixa off the back wall to get the double tap on. 4-1 victory here for Delaware. They will take game number 1.
Vixa so strong off that angle. Loves that angle. And able to find that goal almost every single time from directly on top of the pipe. Vixa with a hat trick there in our opener. We were talking about the importance of UTA taking every single one of these games. Delaware just steal one out from underneath them immediately. First game right out of the gate. And now the story has changed. We need to talk about UTA winning this matchup overall.
Yes, because they definitely do. And I mean, at this point, it was a great team game out of UTA, right? But it was rough. Right? Rough around the edges, lots of small mistakes, and each and every time Vixa took advantage, right? He had a hat trick. He had 6 shots on net. I mean, you could say it's a carry out of Vixa, but I don't think it was a carry really on the side of Delaware. I feel like everyone pulled their weight, and Arlington were just behind on every single touch here. So at first, Nava and Samba, they need to come in here and show us what UTA is all about.
Needs a little bit better defense to start. Started getting some good possession towards the end, and I think UTA will ramp up here. Now look, another double tap. Backboard completely unprotected. UTA dodging a bullet. That Stellar doesn't land that double tap and get another early goal. And still UTA hasn't been able to clear the zone. Samba there finally gets a good tap. And Nava able to muscle it past the mid. Adver touch over to Samba. Samba giving it back to Adverse off post. The shot from Nava goes wide, can't find the net. And this accuracy was another issue we saw in game 1. 7 shots on goal, only 2 saves from Delaware in game 1. We had 5 shots that just went completely awry.
Yeah, exactly. 5 shots that went off the post or went slightly wide. That is not something you like to see, right? That's 5 out of your 7 shots, right? You need the accuracy to be there, especially if you're a top team like UTA, right? You can't be cute and try to get as close to the post as possible when you're missing the shots, right? You need to get them on net to get some pressure going, because if you're just missing the shots, you're practically giving them a free save, as Samba just barely misses that pass off the back wall. They're putting on pressure right now, but again, no shots on net.
And just those little things. Adverse had a second touch on that one that I don't think Nava was expecting. Samba covered and can't make anything of that. And now you got Delaware looking to go back on the offensive. Samba pushes it back into the blue half, try to continue this assault from UTA. And that one's on point. Nava able to break open the stalemate and give the early lead to the Mavericks. It took some hard fought. It was a hard fought goal, and eventually it's just nothing fancy, just a good, solid, accurate, most importantly, shot in that top left-hand corner.
I mean, you say it wasn't fancy, but there was a lot of work in the background there where Vixa got absolutely knocked sideways, and so he could not be in net and be the goaltender, and the demo came through just before that from the other player of UTA, so there was plenty going on that went adversely to the defense of Delaware that allowed that first goal to happen. all they really needed was that shot to go on net at that point, right? Because both defenders were taken out of play.
Yeah, great job. That physicality, maybe the ticket. Exactly what UTA needs to try to punch through what it has been a rock-solid Delaware defense here so far. Now we're going up. It's going to win out that air 50. Looking for the double tap. Doesn't quite get it. Slow bouncer. Still in front of the net. And Adverse gets a look at it. This one doesn't go on either. Sama, the third player. Finally, it's Sama with the double tap out of the corner. And a crazy angle. Almost impossible to defend. And UTA starting to wake up a little bit.
This is actually kind of smart because if he goes for the shot on net directly, right, he knows that he's not going to get as much power as if he shoots straight. And if he does that, that'll allow the players on Delaware to be able to make the save and possibly get the clear out, right? But now that they were stuck in that net, right, he shoots it off to the side, gets more power on it, and it allows them to get the second touch before they can even react. And it allows for that goal to go in off of that crazy angle, as you said. And, I mean, really, it's a really smart play.
Ball dropping right in front of the net. Delaware able to get it out. Another shot from a distance is going to bounce in for Nava. And UTA have come back with a vengeance in this one. We have barely seen the orange half in game 2.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, UTA are coming in strong here. We did say, well, I did say, right? What does UTA stand for, right? These guys are great players. And I mean, they're representing UTA, right? And for EGF, they're still undefeated. And they want to keep that title, right? They don't want to lose it to Delaware. But right now, they've lost game number 1, but game number 2, definitely all UTA.
Mavericks in firm control. Don't look like they're going to give that up anytime soon, as Adverse is going to go above the defender, bounce it off the ceiling, drop it down over to Nava, and it's going to go into the corner. Sama trying to fight it out, gets a little bit of backup. In fact, all 3 players from UTA are pushing into that corner at one point. Still, Stellar's able to grab the boost and come away with the ball. Gets down to the mid, and a decent shot on coming out of Vixa. Adverse does good to get a piece of that one and keep the goose egg in the Delaware score line. Looking for something to transition, but all 3 defenders from Delaware are there to send it right back.
75 seconds left on this clock. It's still 3-0 here for UTA, and it could be 4-0 here. No, it won't be, as that's a great interception by Vixa. Vixa's been playing great all series long here, but it's not a one-man army. Stellar and the Human L, I mean, both of them, we haven't seen too much of L so far this series, and I hope to see just a little bit more, especially this game number 2 here. Need to pick up some momentum for game 3. The ball is in the zone here, the blue zone still at the moment. Nava picks it up, puts it up in the air. He's got to try and 50, but the aerial 50 not going his way. Adverse will pick it up, though. A bump on the defense. Oh, but Stellar still somehow hits that ball despite being bumped. Samba picks it up, can't get the second shot, but the ball is still pressured in the offensive zone. At this point, Arlington have taken this game. Even with that ball off the post there, nothing much that Delaware can do. They can make it 3-1 if they want to, but with 10 more seconds, that's not going to happen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Game number 2 is over. 3-0 win for Arlington. They played great. That's a nice little comeback. We're tied at 1.
A great response indeed. And yeah, despite, the final minute, wasn't a whole lot of scoring going on. It was full possession for UTA. You're only seeing 3 shots come out of Delaware there in game number 2. UTA, it's, hard to judge time of possession in Rocket League, but I'm thinking, it looked like 75-25 from my eye test. That it's fully in control, and that's the Mavericks that we're used to seeing here in EGFC.
Yeah. Again, right, we talked about the amount of shots that are missing the net, right? Well, this time 11 shots on net. And, 3 of them went in, 5 of them were saved. So 3 shots, again, off the post or just wide. And that was earlier on in game number 2. So it was all uphill for them after, I'd say, like, the first 2 minutes, right? They really started to get the ball rolling. They didn't miss the net whatsoever. They played great off of the second half of this game. On the side of Delaware, though, no answer whatsoever in game number 2. I'm expecting one in game number 3.
And we saw UTA start to wake up at the end of game 1, but it was just too little too late. They were already in too big a hole. See if they can keep that momentum going. Delaware need to make some adjustments and find a way to put some pressure on. And already, Adverse is there with the big steal. Humanel does get a decent win, a good challenge. Stellar with another one right there, and it's going to just dribble into the orange half off the backboard. Sama not letting that one develop into an attack. And here comes some UTA aggression. Navan Adverse along the sidewall. Gets it over Vixa. Stellar comes through and got out of there. Vixa got just enough of that ball to keep it out of the net.
Yeah, that was going in, but oof, what a nice little save by Vixa there. Again, outstretched just the tip of his car, as Stellar has an open net to look at, but doesn't have the power behind that shot. We're still tied at zeros after 50 seconds to play.
Adverse sticking with the attacker and just to win it out in the end. Good little demo to open up some pressure.
Oh, no.
Here comes a shot from midfield. Stellar just screams in out of nowhere. Reads that ball beautifully. Nava just taking a little bit too long with that one, and Stellar is going to draw first blood for Delaware.
Adverse didn't exactly know where to be. He was out of position because of that bump that happened. He was pushed up halfway through his own field. Normally, he'd still be either in the net or just getting boost by this point, but he knew that if he went back for boost, that he wouldn't be there on defense. So he tried to turn around, right? But he kept on doubting himself, and that's what allowed that net to be completely wide open.
Stellar pushing up. Sama's going to steal it away. Takes it to the skies. Looking for somebody midfield. Doesn't see anybody. Tries to make a solo effort, but the near post is firmly protected. Now we're going to come in and see if the attack can continue here for UTA. Is going to win it out. Sama takes to the skies. Adverse with a shot. It's high off the post, but gets just enough to bounce in the favor of UTA, tying things up here in Game 3. 1-1 score line, 1-1 series line.
Yeah, as game number 3 here hinges on the balance. I mean, whoever wins this one wins pretty much their second one, and it's going to need to be a comeback out of the other team. So really, this game is more important than practically any other of the series. Maybe less so game 4 and 5, right? But game 3 right now, the most important in this series as of this point on. As that's a great little fake there. Oh, that's nearly a goal. UTA nearly get that one done, and that was stellar out of Samba.
And another great steal there.
Oh,
Could
no.
lead to 1-0, but that little touch from the defense. Humano's able to swing around at just the right moment to knock that ball out of adverse trajectory. Some are going to win the air 50, push it right back into the blue half. See if they continue the massive amount of possession here for the Maverick side of UTA. Adverse going up, doing a good job of playing this backboard now. Something that Mavericks were not able to do in game 1. It cost them quite a few goals. Scrum in the corner. Nava's going to win it out, despite Vixa stealing the boost. Adverse and Nava pushing down. Same side, even fighting over that same boost. Finally separate, but doing so give up the ball, and it's a big clear from Delaware.
Big clear indeed, and I mean, 2 minutes left on this clock, and the net is wide open. That is
a miss.
Oh.
There we
Oh,
go.
my.
Some redemption.
Oh, I had my eyes closed. I'm so sorry. I did not see this. Let's see this. Samba brings it back. Nava puts it in. Okay. Okay. At least a little bit of redemption there. Oh, man. That looked like a surefire goal off the first shot. I would have been so embarrassed, you know, like, you know those moments where you miss and you just want to hide, right? You just want to disappear suddenly. And that is one of those moments right there. Net wide open, but just a little mistouch. They still get it in, though, and there's 100 seconds left on this clock. UTA actually have a lead at this moment in time. Oh,
yeah. UTA, calm and collected. Don't let those mistakes get to them. They strike right back and are in control of this ball momentarily, but Stellar is able to find yet another opening. This is the second time we've seen Stellar do this from the midfield line. Double commit along the wall. Stellar comes in and wins the 50 against the only person left from UTA, and there's nobody in the backfield to stop it.
I wouldn't say this is the second time, because he's actually done so multiple more times, but this is the second time he scores off of a play like that.
Yeah,
Again,
that's what I meant.
He's just that kind of sneaky player who's finding opportunities to intercept balls in the midfield, right? They're trying to pass it to each other, and he'll say no, and Stellar's so good at just finding those little openings. That's why he has 2 goals off of them, but he's done it like 4 or 5 times so far this game alone, and it's really great to see as Vixa makes great saves in the background. He's been doing great on the defensive side as well. So Vixa on defense, Stellar on offense and midfield play. I mean, everything's going together.
Still tied up as we hit 45 seconds. Game 3. Nava driving forward. Just kind of pitches it off the ceiling. Maybe lost control a little bit. Adverse has to come in and try to push it downfield, but it means UTA loses possession. Not as clean as they'd like, and it gets even more messy along the wall. Battle for midfield and a very important possession going in the last 30 seconds. Samba reading the situation, trying to attack. Samba is going to come in and steal it away. Nava waiting on that right-hand side. Adverse going up for it. Battle in the corner is going to favor Delaware. UTA cannot convert into any kind of shots. Have to fall back. Vixa trying to spread out the defense a little bit as that one goes wide. Still looking for game 5, but the follow-up is there. Human L sneaks one underneath with 5 seconds remaining in game 3.
So would you say that UTA is furious with that last little play there, as the Human L with that nice little Furia car puts it in? I mean, great little play out of Delaware, but the UTA can't get this ball out of their zone, and even you can't understand why. And at this point, with 0 seconds on this clock, they need to keep the ball up, and they're not going to be able to. They're scrambled all over the place. UTA seem very disorganized at the current moment.
I mean, Delaware doing a great job of playing the midfield line, winning some good 50s. But yeah, UTA do not look as clean as we are used to seeing from them. You know, touches not quite going the way they like, not quite as accurate as they normally are. I mean, not just shots, but getting those midfield touches, getting those passes, the short field passes to go exactly where they want to go. Arlington looking a little out of sorts today. I mean, we're not just talking about a top seed team. We're talking about the #1 squad. 10-0 have barely dropped a map in 11 weeks of play. Looking a little out of form, and this could be Delaware's chance to capitalize and really stamp their spot in the top 5.
Let's see it. Game number 4 underway here. Important for UTA to win it. They need to win the next 2 matches. And it's not going to start off strong as Samba is forced to make the save and no one's in the net. Again, what are these rotations out of UTA? They are all over the place, scrambling. Double commits. This is not something you see very often in high-tier play. And right now, it's affecting this UTA team a lot. It's communication.
Well, Stellar had a really good bump there, too. Sent one of the defenders just absolutely careening off course. So props to Delaware, not taking anything away from them. They've been outstanding here today. Nava looks like he's going to tie things up. It does. Muscles it past two. Just sheer force of will. Nava puts UTA right back in this.
You talked about demos. Well, there you go. Last man back got demoed, and it forced the Human L to get back there in a really awkward position. Game is tied at 1. 23 seconds have been played. And once again, another high-scoring game to start us off.
Nava with a good steal. Has Samba in the center. Vixa plays the wall nicely and is able to get the touch to try to push it out. Adverse reads it and is going to keep it in the blue half for now. Samba looking for the pass off the backboard. Adverse coming in. Can't get it low enough. Another opportunity. Samba doesn't miss. Samba increases that lead to 2. And UTA hitting game 4 with a vengeance.
There we go. There's the rotations we like. And again, double commit, but this time on the side of Delaware. We've not really talked about rotational mistakes on the side of Delaware, but a double commit, really rare. And that is what cost them that goal. Exactly right then and there. But Vixa off of the kickoff. I mean, that's just too powerful to really save here as Nava can't get there in time, misses that ball. He was the last man back. Vixa has an easy double tap to put in.
Yeah, great face-off win there for Delaware. And I mean, the result is Vixa with the easy goal, but some great hustle from Stellar and Human L. Finding themselves a little bit of the back foot here to start things off after that next kickoff. Ball gets booted back deep into blue territory once again. Nava going up, looking for the play. Samba finds the angle. Samba increases the lead. And oh my goodness, our 5th goal in just over a minute. Game 4 is going to be an explosive one indeed.
We're scoring at a 14-second pace at the current moment, ladies and gentlemen. Every 14 seconds, there's a goal. Or so it seems. That is 69 seconds divided by 5. Yeah, that's, well, 13.8 seconds. That's, it's a crazy world we live in, right? When one game you can have barely any goals go in, and then the next game, within the first minute and a half, you have yourself 5 goals already.
Ever's trying to push it over. Not a great touch. It's Humanel is going to come across, send it into the corner. Stellar protecting mid. Not going to push it back down. Has to use all of their boost to do it. I'm going to play it off that wall. Sending in Human L, but there's nobody left in midfield to do anything past that. Attack kind of falling apart here. Vixen looking for a last-ditch effort. But UTA finally cleared the zone. Now working back down, trying to find something in transition. A good still, and it goes back the other way. Both these teams are playing really fast right now, and dare I say, a little loose. It hasn't really cleaned up a bit. They just seem to have ramped up their pace.
Yeah, they seem to be faster, but maybe we will see some rotations get ruined because of that, because if the pace goes up, right, and you already had mistakes beforehand, well, we might see some more rotational mistakes here as Stellar breaks that one out of the side of UTA. Adverse able to get the ball cleared out. Nice little ceiling pinch, which allows the shot. Oh, but it goes off the post. Oh, the speed off of that shot, off of the ceiling. You love to see little ceiling pitches like that. So much speed got off of that. More speed than if he just shot it normally and allowed that shot to get on net. But again, just missing due to the accuracy debuff from the ceiling shot, as that was really close.
And I think it may have been intended as a pass to Nava, but because of that extra acceleration, it would just, the timing wasn't quite there. Nava had to boost towards it. Not able to connect, but no harm, no foul on the back end as UTA are back in control, and Adverse pushing in deep. Bounces back out to Samba, who's got 2 Delaware players in their face and loses control. Vixa looking at an open net, sends it a little wide. Adverse forces it even wider. He's going to go over Vixa's head, who has no boost to work with it, but Human L comes in with a huge 50 win, just launches the ball all the way back into orange territory and buys a moment of reprieve here for the Blue Hens.
80 seconds left on this clock. Plenty of time for both teams to score another one here. Will UTA be able to extend their lead, or will we have a tie game, or will we stay at 3-2 with 70 seconds left on this clock? Oh, well, we have our answer.
Oh, there, yeah, that was an immediate answer to that question. As this is off the wall at the midfield line. Adverse try to go above Stellar, and Stellar once again with another one of these goals off of a steal from the midfield. That's the 3rd on the day. So good. You got to respect Stellar in that midfield. You can't give him those easy shots.
Definitely not. I mean, it's more like the easy intercepts, right? He's just intercepting passes and clears, and he's using them and seeing that there's just a gap in the defense, right? A gap in the defensive rotation. And once again, this is the 3rd time he takes advantage of that in 4 games. And that is incredible to see. That it takes eagle eyes to be able to see stuff like that. And Stellar, I guess his eyes are as good as his name says.
Follow-up goes way high, though. Could have been an opportunity for the game-winning goal, the series-winning goal for Delaware. Good still. Delaware on the attack. Samba, great touch. Denies Human L the opportunity to take a shot, and Samba's going to send it all the way back down. Nava into the corner. Grabs the boost, pushes it along the wall. Falls back into Adverse's hand. Samba's going to take a shot. Samba scores the game-winning goal for UTA, trying to send us to that game number 5 with a mere 13 seconds remaining.
Whoa. Did you say game-winning goal? Do you remember the first 69 seconds of this match? The goal pace was every 13.8 seconds. Come on, 13 seconds left on this clock. They have time to score here. They have more than enough, but is it going... Oh, it goes wide. They nearly tie it right there. Can they do it in the last 3 seconds, though? The ball will still be up in the air, but it gets cleared out. No one's going to get there in time, and it's going to go in. Samba gets his 4th goal of the game. 5-3 win. We're on to game number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wow, what a series so far.
Yep, indeed, my call stands. It was a go-ahead goal specifically.
Yeah.
In the end, UTA coming back. But even the fact that this is going to a game 5 is unexpected to me. I expected UTA to put up a 3-0, if maybe a 3-1. But for this to go all 5 maps, this speaks volumes to the talent in this Delaware squad and how well they have played today.
They've played extremely well, and they've played extremely tight. It's a big punish game, right? Would you agree to call this Delaware a big, it's big on its punishments, right? And it's forcing mistakes on the side of UTA, unlike a lot of what UTA is doing, right, is just forcing mistakes, right? Which is how they got most of the goals this game, right? But themselves, right, on the side of Delaware, didn't make mistakes on their own, right? It needed demos, it needed bumps for those mistakes to come in. But on their own, UTA's been making a lot more mistakes than Delaware has, without the need for Delaware to really get some demos in on the play most times. Game 5 underway.
That started off in the orange half, but Nava's driving down. Didn't have much to work with, flicked it in the corner, bought some time to grab a boost, but loses control in the meantime. Opportunity for the Human L, denied by Nava. Samba there to get the touch. Stellar reads it and goes up for it. Has a look at some posts.
Again.
And gets it yet again. The defense cannot get to it. And Stellar scores yet again off of a steal at the midfield line.
And he sees it, right? 2 players on the side of UTA going for boost, right? And the 3rd player just went for that 50. And he sees both of those players in the backfield going for boost. This is an easy shot for him. He's going to score these 100 times out of 100 times in a row, right? The only time he misses this is if he's pressured on. I mean, Stellar is just finding these open gaps, and it's really great to see, but UTA is not, how can I say this, calibrating to that, right? They are not changing up how they play whatsoever, and it's allowed them to win 2 games, but it's also allowed for Stellar to score 4 goals off of reading the rotations.
Oh, that one goes a little high, but Salmo's right there. 3rd man comes up, knowing exactly when to attack. UTA tied up, answering right back. Look at this pressure, overwhelming. Stellar didn't have a chance on that one as they got booted into the back of the net by Nava.
That was a real tackle, you know, hockey, football style tackle. Just really violent there, and it forced him into the back of the net. Nothing he can do whatsoever. He's got no teammate to help him. 1 minute has been played, and it's 1-1 to score.
This is the first time all year long that UTA have been taken to a Game 5. Every other win has been at least a 3-1 in favor of them, and there's only been 2 of those all season. So they have just doubled the amount of losses as far as individual map losses that they have seen in the entirety of the season at the hands of Delaware. We're looking to close this thing out.
Oh, rule 1.
Adverse going in. Samba gonna get the touch. Try to get it out of that zone. Big cluster in the corner, and yep, we do get the Warlord rule.
Yeah, you don't want to break the rule 1. Whoever breaks the rule 1 is gonna lose the game, right? They both know it. It is a curse in Rocket League if you break the rule 1. So we got a 2v2 going on here. Vixa, bring it back into his own zone. I'm not too sure what he's doing here.
Giving up the goal.
What's Vixa done here? Big mistake out of Vixa. I think he tried to rotate back and accidentally hit that ball.
Yeah, it might have been an accidental touch. There was a lot of force behind that, and it went straight back. Maybe it was trying to just kind of back pass to open things up. Either way, it does not work. And UTA capitalized. Speaking of punishing mistakes, it was the Mavericks who were able to find that one there. Oh, huge save from Adverse as the ball just bounces towards the net. Gets there. Human L sends that one wide. Keeps Delaware within striking distance here in Game 5, but they are not out of hot water just yet. Salmo coming across the top. Nava in the middle. Human L's going to beat him to the ball. Adverse awaiting at the lines. Going to send it off the top. Stellar this time protecting that backboard.
Yeah, very well played by Stellar and the Human L so far on defense. Oh no, another mistake on rotation there. Adverse gets the save, but he was really last man back, and oh man, makes that save. If he misses that, that is in. We're tied at 2. Human L tries to backflip that one. Stellar stayed on the ground. He did not meet up that ball in time. Samba scores. I think that's his 10th goal of the series.
Let's see, for Samba, this is 7th.
7th. He got 4 last game. I'm pretty sure he had more goals than that overall, no?
Oh, I keep tally on all this stuff. He had 1 in game 2, 4 in game 4, and 2 in game 5.
Okay. And none in game 1 and 2?
None in game 1 or 3.
3, sorry, yeah.
But UTA were held to only 3 goals in total between games 1 and 3. The defense for Delaware, and those were the games that Delaware won. And neither of those victories did UTA score more than 2 goals. We're looking at the Mavericks with 3 goals here right now. Delaware have a real uphill climb if they want to send the Mavericks home with their first loss. Good shot there, good attempt, but Nava with a big save, now chasing that ball up into the ceiling. Battling,
oh, no.
Samba's got an empty net. Oh my goodness, and this is starting to get away from the Fighting Blue Hens.
Definitely here as the Human L tries to get it cleared out. He's just got no power on that shot. And you can see, oh, you don't see it in the replay, but there was one player back, but he knew he just couldn't get it, so he just turned around. Kind of like how a soccer goalie will just stare at a ball going in because there's nothing he can do about it. That's exactly the kind of feeling I got looking at that as Adverse tries to go for the fake play. Not going to work out in his favor. 4-1 now in favor of UTA with 75 seconds left on this clock. And that's an own goal. That's an own goal.
And, well, with that one getting credited to Samba. Yeah, kind of got pinched off of Samba a little bit. Maybe, either way, 4 goals credited to Samba for both games 4 and 5.
Oh, man.
A big turnout, any way you slice it. Hey, good pressure, forcing mistakes. Sometimes that's just the way the ball bounces in Rocket League, and UTA are going to, well, they're going to have their lead decrease to a mere 3 goals as we approach the final minute of Game 5.
Okay, to everyone who's celebrating right now, right? Are you forgetting that they've scored 3 goals in 25 seconds before, right? They've done it once in game, what is it, game 3, and once in, they scored twice so far, 3 goals in 40 seconds in, right? They can do this. They can definitely bring this back. I would not be cheering right now if you are a UTA fan. You don't know how much they could score here. And look at this. Vix is going to find a nice little shot here. No, the flick goes wide as that's a nice little interception by Samba. Great little comeback onto the defense here. 3 goals are to find an Adverse. Great little fake. He'll try to fake a second, and he does do so quite well. Samba tries to put it in. Can't do so. The Human L. He'll bring this back. Flick over one. Can't flick it over the second. Nice read. And it is still out of the question here for Delaware. Can they make one at least go through to make this one close in the dying seconds? No is the answer. Oh, wow. What a game, though.
Not so far. Yeah, a great series and a great performance from the University of Delaware. To even take UTA to a 5-game series is no easy task. And Delaware really made them sweat. In the end, the University of Texas at Arlington does retain their undefeated streak as they go on to win their 11th in a row. But it wasn't for lack of trying out of Delaware. Props to them. Samba really showing up big in those last 2 games at 4 goals apiece. And, well, there you go. That one was closer than I thought it was going to be. I'm sweating on that one. I can't imagine how our players are feeling.
13 shots on net, right? From Delaware's side, they shot a lot in that game. They played really, really well, but they just could not get the goals in, right? 2 goals on 13 shots. It's not unacceptable, right? But at the same time, your shooting percentage when you're a top team needs to be somewhere in the 30 to 40% range, right? And that is not where they were. Their shots were greatly saved by UTA. Their nice comeback out of them after losing game 1 and 3.
Well, trying to see if we may have an interview coming up. We like to talk to our winners. Don't always get the chance to, but it is always nice to get the perspective of the players themselves, see
Of
how they're
course.
feeling right after a match. So I'm hoping we can make that happen. But I'm still waiting on word to come down the pipe.
Yeah, we still unsure about that one though. The French voice in my head might tell me something. No interview is the French voice in
Okay.
my head, is what he's saying. He didn't say it in French, but I mean, that doesn't stop him from being French. Okay, as that is gonna be the deal. So, after a